What is going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, November 20th, a little just before 10:30 a.m. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Just give it 1 second, let people join up. I was able to lock in $550 today in profit in minutes playing ANY right here. A very fast, low float stock. Let's go over what we did here. So, let me bring this over real quick. Yesterday, in the Discord chat room, let me go to the chart patterns. I called this out yesterday at 2 in the afternoon. Very steep pattern, ANY. Seen it was forming a triangle right here. This is a wedge. This is today. It broke out of the pattern right here. When it broke out, it ran up to $3. And then it came back down in this old resistance line right here. Held as support. And with a low float like this, this is where other traders recognize this. They buy. It slowly starts to get more and more attention, momentum, starts hitting people's scanners. That's when momentum and volume runs into this. And literally right at the open, this ran from 260 up to 3. And then it ran from 3 up to 350. Right here. Right at the open. 260. It was struggling at this 250 area right here. And then it finally popped over 250. What was it? No, it popped over 350. That's the area I was struggling at. And when it popped over 350, it ran to a high of 375. And then when it came right back down, look at the area it kept bouncing around in. Old resistance, 350. It wasn't able to really get much momentum, and then it just cracked and fell. And this is why you don't chase. And this is the importance of just every single day looking at charts. Look at as many charts you can and saving the ones that look interesting to you and keeping those on watch. And just to verify for you guys, this is all the profit I made today. 750 shares made 240. 562 shares made 220. 188 shares, $75. I got in on this. I didn't even chase it the whole time it ran up. I waited for a pullback. I got in at 310. And I sold half of it. It was at like 343 when I seen it was struggling at this 350 area. And then it popped over this 350, and that's when I scaled out of my remaining position. I want to try to sell into strength. I don't want to sell into weakness. And this is done for probably pretty much. But this is the importance of just looking at charts, pattern recognition. This is what it just simply is. Right here. And like I've said in many of my previous videos, when these charts set up patterns, more times than none, if they break out of the pattern, they'll come back and test the area for support. And that's exactly what this did. And it being a low float, what's the float on ANY? I know it's super low. The float is 1.5 million. So it's not going to take much volume for this thing to start ripping. So we had ANY rip today. And let's, real quick, let's look at, this is the overall market right now. This is the SPY. And look at it. It's down today. So it just goes to show when the overall market's red and down for the day, you could still pull money out of the market. 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. You know, there's still that one that could go green on the day. And then we also had YECO pop today. Yesterday it popped from $5 up to $7.50 and then came back down to the $6 area right here. Today it opens at 6, drops below 6 to 575 and rips up to 690. And the interesting thing with YECO is when you go back to a bigger time frame, let's go to, I think it's YECO on the 15-minute. If you look at all right here, where was this keep finding resistance at? At $6. Let me draw a resistance line right here. At $6, it was finding resistance. When this spiked yesterday and came back down, look at where this was finding support at. Old resistance, $6. Other traders seen that? Look at, you get that rip. That's the importance of recognizing this stuff and just looking at charts and charts and charts and charts and charts. Finding the ones that look interesting to you, keeping an eye on it and seeing how it plays out. And you'll see this stuff happen over and over and over again. You really will. I don't want to predict what the chart's going to do. I just want to react to what the chart is telling me. Because a lot of times a perfect play or a perfect chart will present itself and just volume never comes into it. That's why I like to keep my eye on low float stocks. Low float stocks with a great pattern, a chart pattern, doesn't take momentum and volume to come into it and have it rip. ANY, when it was breaking out, it was just crossing over 1 million in volume. And now it's at 3.75 million in volume. And look at where it's at. It's dropping off. Sure, this thing could come back and start ripping again. But it's bouncing right off that $3 area. And then we got DGAS and UGAS still battling it out. This has just been a crazy one. But I thought I'd just jump on and live stream the market. I haven't done it in a while. But DGAS going from 11 down to a low of 225. Today, pre-market, it was looking like it was trying to break above this $3 level, but it just keeps coming right up to it and falling right back down. DGAS and UGAS. You want to compare the two. See, look at the moves on UGAS. Up here at 257, drops all the way down to 100. And then pops right there to 150. Falls right back down to 100. Pops up to 133 and 150 again. There was 2 opportunities right there. And then this just started trending up. And then going up to 200. $100 move here in 2 days. And what I would do with this is draw a trend line. Look at that. So every time this comes up to that level, it's going to fall right back down. You can put a trend line there. You can put a trend line right here on this. Compare UGAS with DGAS and just do the same thing. Put trend lines on them. from all the way up here. Just like that. But after this trade right here that I just took, I'm probably going to be done for the week, because every single day leading up to Thanksgiving, we're going to lose more and more volume because traders are going to step away. They're going to want to spend time with their family. I know tomorrow it's probably going to be dead. It's going to be really dead probably, because people are going to start You got to think of the psychology when getting into trading. When you're approaching holidays like this, people are going to want to leave out, start traveling to see family, taking their profit Monday, Tuesday, calling it a week, and then just enjoying the rest of the week with their family. So we're not going to have volume for these stocks to break out. And then look at PXS right here, running from $1.25 up to $1.55. PXS has been a crazy one too. PXS has been in play for like 3 weeks. Look at the chart on this. Runs right up to that Fibonacci. 76.4%. Oh, and then we also had ACRX today. No news, just a good chart pattern. And it got momentum and started just going up from $3 up to $3.60 right now. Look at it on the daily. You got your downtrend right here. Then it starts to U-shape up. And it just, when traders see that, it starts getting more and more and more momentum. And it ran right up to almost the 50-day moving average right here. Even when the market's dead, and the market, or not dead, I would say red, you're gonna notice these stocks. Just everybody, traders are compulsive gamblers. They need to trade every single day. They want to trade every single day. So when the overall market's red, you're going to see volume attack one particular stock. Other than that, we had HTBX this morning. There was really nothing on the gap scanners. So I knew today was probably going to be a low float scanners day. We had no really news this morning. The markets were gapping down. The futures were red. We had ORPN gapping up. Really the only thing with that was gapping up on the gap scanner, and you can clearly see what it did. Pops up after hours, falls down. As soon as the market opens, starts spiking, and then falls off. This is why I like to wait at least a half an hour after the market opens to see what's actually trending up. What's the market saying to me? I also had NIO on my watch too. It fell below this key support here at 750, but yesterday would have been a great nail on this, as it had this spike here from 730 up to a high of 820, and then fell all the way back down to key support here at the 850 or 750 level, bounces, and then right into the close and after hours, this hits a high of 803. And when I go to the 30-minute here, this is the pattern right here. Another pattern. This is an ascending wedge. You see it making the higher lows coming up to this with this red line, and it keeps touching this resistance at this green line. It finally broke out of that pattern, and look at again, when it broke out of that pattern, it retraced and it tested that old resistance and it held as support at $7. And then this grinded up to $7.65, came right back down, established a higher low, and then from $7.25 runs up to $8.25, right around this old resistance right here. That's another good chart pattern right there. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. And this is what you do as a trader. You just look at these charts, look at multiple time frames, look at what every chart has a story. Just look at the charts and read the story of what the chart's telling you. Look at the volume, everything. So I had NIO on watch today because it was coming right down to the 760 area, this key support, and it broke below it. And then right when the market opened, it did look like it was trying to get strength, running up to 773. I just wasn't seeing volume coming into it, and it just dropped off down to 720. And then now the 760 area, if it does pop up again, is going to act as resistance. And then I also had my eye on LCI. I really liked LCI. It's still in good shape too. It could still break out. Let me show you the daily. So LCI here recently had a big gap down from 1366 down to $6, and then it trended down and made a low here at 330. And then from 330, this starts trending up and up and up. And you see this big green candle here when they released earnings. That day it had 7.8 million in volume. After that spike up, what's it doing right here? It pulls back, consolidates, comes up right to the top right here. And look at where the top is, where the high is of this candle right here. So I've been waiting for this because it's still consolidating. I've been waiting for this to break above this 650 area. Because if it breaks above this 650 area, really the only resistance it has is at this 100-day moving average at 760. But then other than that, it ain't got really no resistance till 1330. So this could be a big play right here if it breaks out, but it's still consolidating right now. I imagine it probably to pull back, form a higher low here at maybe 560-ish, 575, and start working its way back up to this resistance line. So this is going to be on high watch for me, and that's LCI. LCI, let's see, what's the float? I know I'm pretty sure it's low. LCI has a float of 32 million. Right here. Held by institutions 85%, insiders 30%, short float is 65%. But this is setting up an awesome pattern. I really like this. Other than that, there's not really much going on. We had FORK today run from 315 up to 376. Look at that. It runs right up to its 50 and 200 day moving average. And now it's pulling back down. This is why I use these moving averages. But like I said, I'm probably done for the week. I know volume's going to get weaker and weaker as we head up into Thanksgiving on Thursday. And ANY, this still could break out. It very well could. It doesn't have any catalyst. It's just got a good chart pattern to it. You got this pullback right here, back down to this 310 area. Now it's trending up to 350. Let's see how this acts. This comes up to that 350 area. It's looking to, it's got to eat up this ask. Bid's pretty thin. $16,000 and 9,000 shares right there at 353 and 354. Let's see if this will have the strength to either break out or is it just going to collapse? That's why you don't chase these things. You just wait. If you would have gotten in chasing that at 352, you'd be down 20 cents right now. Why would you chase that? It's hard though when you're first starting out because when you see green, you're thinking about the psychological to it. Like when you see green on a chart and it's moving up, you're thinking about all the money you're missing out on. You can't think like that. You got to be smart about it. Trade smart. Let the chart form a pattern. Let it set up. Let it show strength. Let it prove to you that it's got strength to make you money. And the only way to get good at that is to practice, practice, and practice. You got to be here every single day, and you got to put your screen time in. That's the only way you're going to get better. And investing in your education. I highly, highly recommend investing in your education. Investing in that education, it'll pay off tremendously the rest of your life. See, look at it. Now it's all standing still. Did this get halted? Let's see, hold on. Let me come down to the halts. No, not seeing that it got halted. That's not showing strength though. If what you're watching comes down and the times and sales just stop moving, there's no volume. And YECO still trending up. Watch later on this 760 area, that's going to act as resistance. It's going to come up. More than likely, it's going to hit that 760, maybe even just go just above it a little bit and fall right back down. It's basic chart technical analysis. And the LCI is still hanging around the $6 level. And I've come to learn over time as a trader, when you put support and resistance levels at like $6, $6.50, I used to think that exactly $6 was going to act as support resistance. And it's not like that. It's just like drawing a trend line. They're not, these trend lines and stuff are not steel. You know, it's not going to hit that and fall back. It's going to act as a rubber band. It's going to have some elastic to it. So these resistance and support areas, I look at it now as a general area of support and resistance. So $6 to $6.10 to $5.90 would be $6 area of resistance or support to me. A good example right here. You see how I have that red line at exactly $6. This came up and it came down and it falls to $5.97. That's still a general area for support. And then it bounces up to $6.15. And then it comes back down and then it surges through that $6 down to $5.83. It's going to be hard for ANY to break out or anything because we're losing volume. We're heading into lunch hours. The best time to trade, if you're a day trader every day, is the first hour, hour and a half of every day. That's when you're going to see the most volatility, the most volume. People make their profits. They lose money. They're done for the day. But you want to be smart about it. You want to let stuff set up. But it's going to take too long to sit here and watch ANY. I'm going to say ANY is just going to drop off today. We're losing volume. Today was like the really last good day to trade. I'll still be in the market tomorrow, but I already know it's probably going to be dead. We'll probably see a bunch of low floats pop up on the scanners. And then the markets are closed on Thanksgiving. And then Friday, Black Friday, there's going to be no volume in the market. People are going to be spending times with their family, out shopping. It's just best to, after today, my opinion, coming back Monday. Study. Look at it on the bright side. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's 4 days to grind and study and prepare for Monday. When I first started out, I studied my butt off. I would work 12 hours at my job, study on my lunch break, come home, study for a couple hours, and then every weekend I would lock myself in my house and just study my butt off on YouTube, reading books, watching trading DVDs, dedicating myself to this. And it paid off. It really did. And I'm not done yet. I'm still growing as a trader. But I'm going to call it, guys. Thanks for joining me, whoever tuned in. I will post this on YouTube for on demand. But just stay at it. Keep grinding. Hopefully everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Spend time with the family. Enjoy the family. Enjoy the time off. Remember, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. All right, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Watch some football. Eat a lot. Take a nap. And then go study. All right, guys. Later, everyone.